Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. One thing I love about this show is I get to have a lot of firsts, and today I have, for the first time ever, a tattoo artist in the studio. Jerica, how are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Okay, we've been talking for a little bit, and you obviously are a tattoo artist. We're going to talk about that, but you just are an artist in general.
Right.
How did you first get into the arts in the first place?
So first, it started, back in 4th grade. I was, a child, and I started dabbling in just drawings and doodles, and I realized I was pretty good. I tried to impress a few people, and they loved the feedback from me giving them like art drawings and gifts, and so from there, it stuck with me all the way to adulthood. And now that's just like my career. That's what drives me. That's where I am.
Yeah, I can tell that you're very passionate about this.
Yes.
So where did the tattooing begin?
So I started off background graphic design, graduated for, did 2 years associates and bachelors for graphic design work. But after college, I wasn't really into, the professional corporate business type work. I'm more of like, freelance, more of like a laid back type of artist. So I kind of wanted something that was more hands-on, but not so, professional and direct and corporate. So I wanted to transfer that and my energy into, tattooing. People love my work and they want it on their body. So I was like, let me try that. After college, I was like, let me channel that, see if I can get into it. And I just started, dealing with mentors, doing my research, getting classes and getting certified to become an artist.
Yeah, it's got to be a little daunting at first.
It is. It was very scary. Very scary because people. This is life lasting. It's on people's skin, and you want it to be great. You want your artwork to what you can do on paper to reflect on skin. So that's where the transition comes in. It's kind of hard trying to master that, but if you can do it, once you can, and you can draw, once you master that and you get the technique down, it's like butter. So yeah.
That's so cool. It's got to be really satisfying too to be able to see everyone's reaction to it.
Yes.
Do you have a specific style? Doesn't every tattoo artist have a specific style?
Honestly, yeah, they do. Honestly, tattoo artists do like to stick to a style. They like to see what they master or what they do better in. But me, I wanted to go into this business not being put in a box. I hate being in a box. You're not gonna just come to me for black and gray or traditional. I like to do everything. So I definitely have tried to work on, I have a wide variety of styles that I try to work on, and I perfect everything. So from typography to I love doing portraits. I love color pieces. I love color. Anything with color. I'm a colorful person, so I try to encourage my clients to get color. Yeah. And then, just from there, they just try to, we bounce ideas back and forth, and I try to be as creative as possible.
I love it. I love it. And talking about creativity here, you do stuff outside of tattooing as well.
Yes.
Can you tell people what else what are you up to?
So right now, this last past year, I've been dealing with mixed media. So doing canvas pieces and going to pop-up art shows in different states to sell and be a part of these art shows. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing 3D art, things that have textures and layers, and I've been playing with epoxy resin that people are familiar with. Yes. So with that, it allows me to have these pieces that should be in like an exposition but I'm selling them so they can have it in their houses and keep it as pieces and remember me that. So, and they're large canvases, what I'm saying? They're not small, they're like, wall pieces. Yeah. And then also this year I am channeling into doing flooring, epoxy resin flooring, and like countertops for like businesses and houses. So anything dealing with epoxy resin, I try to get my craft into that a little better and, perfect that so I can see where that goes.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of everything.
Right, I try to.
Love it.
I try to be a jack of all trades.
I love it. Okay, how can people get in contact with you, learn a bit more about you?
Yeah. So I do have a social media as well. I'm on many platforms. Instagram, that is at official_tatted by Jerry. And then I advertise on Facebook, Tatted by Jerry. And then also I have email, jsgraphics93@gmail.com. And then I do have my business line, my phone number. Did you want that as well?
Yeah,
so
sure,
843-534-7434. And that's all my information there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me today.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents. We are very comfy and cozy today on Living Local Carolina. I am at Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents, and I'm joined once again by Kent. Thanks for having me back here.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
It looks very different than the last time I was in here.
Yeah, we're moving the showroom, so we're very excited about the change that's going on here at Seaside. Hey, it's 30,000 square feet, folks, so there's a lot of furniture to be moved around, and we've done so, and it looks fantastic. I hope you come out and see it.
They definitely should. There's pretty much something for everyone here, whether you need a lamp or a rug. There's also a lot of fun stuff that you can decorate with.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a lot of lamps, pictures, and accessories on the showroom floor. You know, when you have that much square footage, it's really a lot to look at. And of course, we have the living room, dining room, bedrooms, outdoor furniture, this time of year, fireplaces, recliners. Those are the things that we carry a lot of, so every price point too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about y'all's history, how long you've been around.
Well, we've been around since 2001. We've been in this location, the main showroom and mattress gallery, since 2022. But prior to that, we were at the North Myrtle Beach store, which is still open, and that was in 2006 that we moved there.
All right, so for somebody that has not had the pleasure of coming by here yet, what all do you guys offer here at Seaside?
Yeah, well, like I said, we offer every furniture item that you could possibly think of. We have a great design team and also sales team. They've been around for 30 plus years selling furniture. So yeah, we have a wonderful selection here, and you can buy right off the showroom floor. You can take it home that day if you want to, or schedule it for the next day.
And what do you suggest whenever people want to make a purchase here? Should they just come look around, or should they make an appointment with one of you guys? How does that work?
Right, so they can call and make an appointment with one of our designers, but typically if they just walk in, we have enough coverage or staff that we can handle it. And what we ask, if they have a brand new home, bring the floor plans if you have it, bring your floor sample if you have it, or, you know, I always say bring your favorite picture and wear your favorite outfit, because those are going to be telling signs as to what colors you like.
This story is sponsored by Seaside Furniture Gallery and Accents. Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined by Money Coach Dana Wolf. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Katie?
I'm doing good. Let's get down to basics here.
You got it.
You have some tips on how people can learn how to budget.
That's right. Budgeting is all about planning before the month happens. Okay, there are only, it's very simple, 4 things. You need to plan it, you need to balance it, because we don't want to go backwards, we want to go forward. We want to communicate it, and then we want to live it. So a couple of different tools that I use, the budget envelopes for certain things like groceries. If I have a $100 grocery budget, it goes in this envelope, and that's what I get to spend, and I'm not going to go over budget. It might be clothing, it might be just miscellaneous money, because those things can trip us up. Another thing I like to use is what's called the budget book, and some people use apps. I like to do it the old-fashioned way with paper and pen. I want to see myself making progress, and I also want to be able to have something that I can put my slips in. If I'm going to the grocery store, cash or debit at all times, I want to be able to record it so I can come up with a budget, and then at the end of the year I can actually look back and see how well I did. Other people like computers. I do a lot of spreadsheets. I like to be able to track, so having a spreadsheet is really important as well. But the communication part is really key. You need to understand your mindset when it comes to money. You need to know, are you a spender or a saver? Do you like to have the abundant opportunities and lots of opportunities, or do you want just a one-time opportunity, like when it comes to vacations? Do you want to do lots of them, or do you want to just do one very expensive vacation, okay? What is your mindset when it comes to money? And what is, if you're married, your partner's mindset?
I was gonna say that's huge to
It
talk
is.
to your partner about that sort of thing.
It is, because there's so many different things that you need to know. A lot of people like to save, some people like to spend, a lot of people like to give. Are we going to be spontaneously giving, or are we going to plan our giving? So there's so many different aspects of money, and each person is here, we're all individuals, each person is here to have a purpose here, and we just need to be able to communicate what that purpose is.
Love that. So if people are saving up for something big or want some help, how can they get in contact with you?
Very simple, Dana Wolf, financial coach. Just Google that or go to my website, First Step Financial Solutions.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I'm joined in studio by Billy, who is from Day One, Week One. How are you doing, Billy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. All right, let's get right into it.
Okay.
Tell me about your organization.
So in June 9th of this year, 2023, I had an idea to start a nonprofit for first responders and veterans. The suicide rate across our country is astronomical. I did a little bit of research, and it's not hard to find over 450 first responders killed themselves last year in 2022. And that doesn't account for the 6,000 veterans that have killed themselves since the wars have started in 2001. There's a passion and a heavy burden on my heart to stop my brothers and sisters from killing themselves. So I started the nonprofit. It's called Day One, Week One. What we're doing is we're providing a platform for them on our podcast to come and tell their stories. They talk about their traumatic experiences, how they got through those, what their support system looked like, the people that they've reached out to, and some of those people they didn't reach out to when they were in dark places. My personal story of 2 years ago, I was in that frame of mind of suicide. I'd gone through a kind of not a traumatic event, but a traumatic experience in my career. And I felt like I had lost my identity. And with losing that identity and losing the touch of the people in my support system, I didn't feel like there was another place to go. Thankfully, my wife, being as incredible as she is, reached out after I called her and told her that today's a bad day. She reached out to a friend of ours who was an elder in our church. Within minutes, he arrived at my house. And he got out of the car and he kind of gave me a little smirk, but he did something that literally changed my life. He put his hand on the back of my neck and he put his head to my head. He said, "I'm not going to let you do this today. We're doing this together. So for every day that you need me here, I'm going to be here." And it changed my life. The physical touch in that moment, that's what we're missing. That's what we've lost over the years. So Day One, Week One wants to bring that back. My goal is to have a mental health triage group that can self-deploy into these situations. I'm not talking about having them in a situation where they're going to put themselves in danger or anyone else. They're not going to go to an active situation. It's going to be someone that reaches out and says, "Hey, I need help." They're going to deploy. They're going to go where they are. Unlike a 911 or a crisis center where they would just talk to them on the phone and kind of consider their resources, they're going to deploy to where they are. "Hey, let's go get a cup of coffee. Let's go get a sandwich. Let's talk about what's going on," and then make that connection. And the triage part of it will be to find out exactly what they need and get them the resources that they need from that.
I love it. Okay. How can people listen to your podcast or learn more information?
So all you got to do is go to dayoneweek1.org. Obviously, we're taking donations. The big thing about the donations is we're obviously still building this organization. So there's costs, startup costs, there's different things, application fees, things like that go along with it. But eventually, when all of those things are complete, the plan is that we're going to start sponsoring first responders, helping to pay for some of their medical bills, their seeking mental health bills, their counseling and things like that. The best way to reach out, you can go to any platform. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Truth Social, Getter. We've just opened up all of the avenues so that you can't really miss us, hopefully, out there. And we want to make sure that everybody's understanding and knowing that Day One, Week One is here.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.